Greetings and welcome to a Prayerful Pause. I'm Nancy Woodworth-Hill, and amongst other things, a spiritual director. Today we will look at the practice of gazing. Jesuit priest and spiritual teacher Anthony de Mello urges us to look at God, looking at you, and smiling. Gazing is the act of fixing our eyes in a steady intent to look with focused attention. Gazing evokes feelings of curiosity and pleasure, interest, wonder, awe, and love. Jane Vennard, in her book The Way of Prayer, states that gazing at icons in the created world, seeing others, and being seen through the eyes of Christ are all forms of prayer. Praying by gaze can be practiced in community, as in the Eastern Orthodox tradition where icons fill churches and are part of the liturgy. We can also pray alone in front of a painting, or by gazing at the created world in the midst of our busy lives. Gazing helps us attend to the holy that surrounds us in art, nature, and other people. Like other methods of prayer, gazing brings us into the deeper and more intimate relationship with God and opens the possibility of union with our Maker, the ultimate goal of the Christian spiritual life. Gazing invites our participation in that which is outside of us in a way that weaves connections. Stargazing, looking at clouds, a mother gazing at her newborn, sitting before a candle or an icon, all are examples of gazing. It is said that St. Ignatius was moved to tears when he contemplated, meaning gazed at, the stars, resulting in the internal discovery of a strong impulse to serve his Lord Jesus Christ. A practice of Visio Divina or of praying with icons are specific examples of gazing. Theologian and liturgist Romano Guardini noted that the success of liturgical reforms depends upon the act of gazing, rather than, for example, accomplishing something like a better procession. He states that we should ask the question, here's the example, how can the act of walking become a religious act, a retinue of the Lord progressing through his land so that an epiphany may take place? That's a way of gazing at a procession. It is how we see that matters, and that seeing should be done as gazing. As with any practice, there's some preparation, so one needs to set aside some time and space, and one needs to prepare your field for gazing. So it could be an icon, it could be looking out the window, it could be a memory that's a little more difficult but possible. It could be an event, a photograph, or some other piece of art. And once you have prepared this, we'll begin the practice. The first step is to look. Pause to look. Have an attitude of openness and non-judgment. Perhaps connect this looking with your breath. Breathe out the workaday world and breathe in what you're gazing at. The second step is to linger. Gazing means more than pausing. It's about holding and savoring what you're gazing at. Notice what you notice. Feel what you feel. Sense what you sense. It's not necessary to attempt to memorize or to be able to create a drawing. Linger in a way that allows what you are gazing at to fill you. Lingering is a holy invitation to see life in the light of hope, to deepen relationships, to just be. Then one follows with love. Open your head, your hands, and your heart to receive and give love. All is one in communion with the Creator. Allow what you're feeling to be held in presence. So So these are the 3 steps, again, to look, pause to look, whatever draws your attention, and then linger, stay with it, allow it to fill you, and love, allow yourself to be held in this presence, God's presence. You can choose to end in a number of ways. You could bring yourself to stillness, solitude, and silence. Or it can do a gratitude or journaling practice, or whatever way seems best to you in the moment. It is possible to practice gazing with God, meaning that we are aware that we too are in God's gaze. Ponder what it means to know God gazes upon us, that we are known in this way. We begin to know God. As A.W. Tozer writes, when we lift our inward eyes to gaze upon God, we are sure to meet friendly eyes gazing back at us. For it is written that the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout all the earth. The sweet language of experience is, Thou, God, seest me. When the eyes of the soul looking out to meet the eyes of God looking in, heaven has begun right here on this earth. If this video has been helpful to you, please consider sharing it. Go in peace.